Hey, what up, y'all? Well, right. So, what up, y'all? It's your boy Van, and another tip of the cap for y'all right here, and another White Crown tinted hat, 5950 by New Era cap, and this one right here is one I got. Well, yeah, definitely at least 5 years ago, if not older than that. Probably is older. I just don't have a particular number, but it's one of those things that as you accumulate, and at the beginning I definitely didn't have like a split spreadsheet or like a checklist or an inventory. I remember I tried starting doing one a couple years back, but then like I had my computer crash really, so I lost that file, and I am not in the mood to start a new one. And I haven't done a hat count in like a few years, and I know it's over 600, but I know it's more than that. But I don't have a particular number in mind because I remember before that I just said around 300, and I was just ballparking it, and I didn't realize I had more. I doubled what I thought I had. I just said 300 just because it was a nice round number at the time. But even though I continued to buy hats or accumulate and procured, but yeah, I just didn't have like a number in mind, and I don't have like a definitive stop point, or I don't have like a number milestone to hit necessarily. I just like hats, and like also with that number too. Majority are fitteds, but I'm definitely into like a diverse style, so various different materials, styles, fits, brims, looks, designs, and all that. So it's not just like a traditional fitted baseball cap, as they would say. But this hat right here is the Brooklyn Dodgers side patch, with the stadium side patch, I guess you can call it, with the with that blue brim and green under. So it definitely represents old timey style. And also, even though the logo's raised and all that, it's a MLB logo of yesteryear, I guess you can say. Or it looks a little, it's just different. It looks different. I don't know if that's intentional or if that was how it was at the time that Dodgers were in Brooklyn. But whatever. Yeah, but the hat itself has this Ebbets Field, home of the Dodgers, because when they played in Brooklyn, they played at Ebbets Field. And there's also Ebbets Field flannel branding that's actually based in Seattle too, as a matter of fact. So when I'm in that area near the stadiums, like I usually try to check out the store at least, because they do have some pretty cool vintage designs and a lot of that replicate that era and that style from yesteryear, from baseball teams of yesteryear. And they also are into like teams and all, like other leagues and all that. But yeah, the hat itself, most likely got it from Lids. I believe it was discounted and added 20% that you were able to get at the time. Like, I got the hat because it was affordable. And yeah, I just like the design of it overall, and it's kind of a cool little story. Before they started doing the whole like Jackie Robinson Day with like fitted hats for Major League Baseball, at the start of the season, because on April 15th, they would have like a Jackie Robinson Day where all the players would wear 42 on their jerseys, and they had like kind of a little special on-field hat. In the past couple of years, they had the 42 patch, and that number is retired all through baseball, from single A to the majors, obviously. So kind of a cool little touch there. But yeah, up to that point, this was kind of my Jackie Robinson Day fitted hat, because he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Yep, it has a Brooklyn Dodger logo in the baseball field diamond with B. I thought it was like a different type of B, but anyways, with the blue New Era flag on the side, MLB logo, Cooperstown collection tagging, um, white sweatband, and as you could probably tell after a few wears, you just have white sweatbands. Or you have the sweat marks here, but not too bad. Um, that's just kind of the harder thing as far as resale value of hats is once you wear it probably a couple times, especially with a white sweatband. Even though you could get some cleaner to wipe it off or whatever, I don't really like to put the effort and energy into it. And for me, at least, it just adds character to it because it's more for me. So that's why, in a sense, like it's harder to resell hats, and they still could look cool, but it's different versus like sneakers because those two like collectors of entities of people, they get compared to because like shoe collectors and hat collectors, and I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing to call those collectors in a sense because it's people that like, for the most part, at least in my personal point of view or my personal experience as far as being a collector of things. I use this stuff. I wear my hats. I wear my sneakers. I know there's sneaker collectors that will just buy sneakers just to reflip, and that's a hustle. That's fine. That's what they do. But at the same time, I mean, I'm one. I'm gonna wear my stuff, man. So might not be like right then and there or right away, but like I envision in the not too distant future to be wearing it at some point. So like I like my option. I like to have options too, and a good variety. So that's probably a good reason why I have a good amount of collection of hats in my collection, or that I can choose from. So I'm like, all right, this day I'm gonna wear this or whatever. But yeah, I think it's just harder because people want the newness and all that. And for me personally, at least, like I've gotten a few hats that have been worn or resell, but really, it's just the options are limited. So it's more than anything else. I mean, like, yeah, sure, I can go to eBay or whatnot, or reach out in the community of, or in like social media groups of like-minded items, and reach out to them. But for the most part, it's either stuff that I already have. I'm not willing to pay the price for. Not that like it's a high price. It's just a certain point where I'm like, I'm not going. It's a fair price. It's not. It's just that I don't want to pay that particular price, and I'm not definitely not trying to lowball them either. So, yeah, it's just weird. I could clean it, sure, but it's just whatever. I rotate through all my hats, so I don't wear the same hat usually more than 2 days in a row, if at that. But yeah, man. Tip of the cap, y'all. This is the Brooklyn Dodgers side patch with the stadium side patch, and really, what I'm hoping for one of these days, in particular, because it represents my home teams, the Seattle Mariners, is see like a Kingdom fitted hat. So we have this patch right, or you have this a Kingdom hat really, where either even if it's a side patch, sure, but I don't know if the licensing is available or whatnot. I don't see why not, because they did play in the Kingdom. Actually, it'd be tight too to see how Seahawks fit in it with the Kingdom, because the Kingdom was a multiple sports stadium. They would have the Seattle Mariners and Seattle Seahawks share that stadium together, so it was multi-purpose. So it was used during their respective seasons, and they also had a lot of events there, like NCAA Final Fours were held there and other stuff like that. So hopefully that's kind of like, that's not really my holy grail because there's not really any hats that are made already. But if I was to possibly get into more of the dabbing of the custom designs or whatnot, and licensing was cool, I make a Kingdom fitted by New Air. Could I do a Kingdom hat by some other brand? Sure, probably, but I'm not really one to put money or time into it, to be honest. But just pointing it out there, someone could probably do it for me. I'll probably reach out to people in my fitted hat community to, propose that idea or plant the seed. But yeah, man, that's just a hat I would like to see one of these days, if not soon. But we're gonna end it here because before I go off on another tangent or rant. But thanks for all your watching. We'll smell you later because we're gonna move on to the next. And holla at your boy. We out.